Bombshell new report from the Wall Street Journal's Annie Linskey revealing how White House aides went to unprecedented lengths to hide President Biden's diminished state. Months ago, she was criticized, and heavily so, for reporting on Biden's decline. Her new article provides much more evidence of an institutional cover-up. Annie Linskey joins us now. I don't imagine that you will get an apology from people at the White House who tried to crush you, or even from Morning Joe, who did the same. You are a dignified, wonderful person, and you are not going to ask for that. I will ask for it on your behalf and let you answer this. Was there anything in your reporting for this new article that you didn't know back in June when you first reported? That was about 2 weeks before the debate between Trump and Biden, which revealed everything.
Yeah, there's a lot in this piece that came to light to us after that debate, after the initial story that came out, and after the debate. We have found that over the past few weeks and months, Democrats have become much more willing to come forward and talk about their experiences with the president and with this White House. And, you know, I'm quite grateful for that. That's helped us really understand, more fully understand the situation that has been going on for the last 4 years.
Okay, so here's some criticism of your reporting from back then. Joe Scarborough said, "I have repeatedly stated on air that I am an avid reader and cheerleader for the Wall Street Journal. That is what makes this false, biased story so disappointing. It is undermined immediately by the massive weight on the record." And then you had Ben LeBold, he's the White House comms director, say, "Yep, complete and utter editorial fail by the Wall Street Journal. Makes you wonder who they're taking orders from." This is from the same people who want, a return to norms and for democracy not to die in darkness. Was there anybody that you felt was not truthful to you back in June that was talking to you now?
Look, I think that the White House knew exactly what they were doing in June. Their pushback to our story was, orchestrated out of, from a playbook from a crisis comms sort of operation. Yeah. And that's the mode they were in. One person sort of described them to me as, an inside person described this to me as, they operate as antibodies. And then this person sort of backed off and they realized that would make me the virus. But look, the Wall Street Journal was not at all cowed by this behavior. We expected it. We were still disappointed by it, I will say, even though we expected it. But our job is to tell the truth, and we're writing and reporting about the most powerful institution in the world.
Do you think there's more investigation to come? Because Kamala Harris did an interview with Bret Baier where she said Joe Biden's fine, everything's fine. It clearly wasn't fine. If you have to script your conversations from the president with his Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of Treasury, the two most important issues on the plate for the president and for the voters, should there be more of an investigation into what they were concealing?
We're continuing to report on this story. We think it's incredibly important. And my sense is that others are too. This is the story of this White House. Every presidency has a legacy, and this is a major part of this president's legacy. And I am certain, I know that I have some of my colleagues from other news organizations I know are out there working the same.
We have about 30 days left for President Biden to be the president. Is he up to it?
He certainly is not as sharp as he was when he was vice president. His aides are, emphatic that his decision-making capacity remains strong. But I think we ought to see his doctor's reports. We ought to be able to interview his doctor. That's something that we're very eager to do. We ought to have the full information from his physicals. I think the questions about his health are clearly very relevant. And I think the White House ought to be more straightforward about that and more transparent.
Annie Linskey of the Wall Street Journal, looking forward to all that you report in 2025. Happy New Year to you as well.
Thank you so much.
Okay, take care, Annie.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.